Life's really interesting, isn't it? I had the impression today to tell you about why I actually do all of this. Mainly off the back of my really spontaneous forgiveness program. It's Pathways, and it's going to be a section of the Pathways program that I'm hosting online on Saturday. And thank you to all of my amazing souls that have signed up. Why would I even want to do this? It's a big question and it's a very complex answer, but basically, with the traumas that I suffered as a child, even though on the outside I was jovial, joyful, I was very good at putting the mask on, inside I was toxic. My defense mechanism was to just cut people off, and really, I was really trapped in my thinking, like I was sending all of my energy to my perpetrators. And that was exhausting, truthfully. So the facade and the mask and the joyous spirit that I actually am and have been since I was a child, even when I was living those traumas, it became really hard to maintain. And so it became this dance and this defense mechanism. And I noticed, and please don't take as long as I took to actually figure this out, that the harder I held on to wanting revenge or payback for those that had really hurt me, the more I was draining myself, and I was actually blocking my own blessings, my ability to hold money, for example. I was never, ever not able to make money. The joyous spirit in me could attract that easily. Money is actually a neutral energy, in case you didn't know, but I couldn't hold it because my self-worth and my energy was going to those that had hurt me. And so the energy in me is my actual bank. So I'd like you to think of yourself this morning as a bank, and energy comes in and energy leaves. So if toxic energy is leaving you constantly, there's not much room left to be holding positive energy or even neutral energy. You see, it's like a scales balancing. So that's one of the reasons that this really appeals to me, because I've noticed with my clients over the years that everybody's stuck on unforgiveness. In fact, I think it's a plague. It's a plague of wanting payback, and it feels like justice. And I think it's actually this 3D density justice system that's got us thinking like that if you do something wrong, that you deserve to be punished. And so we've got a little bit of a different mindset on that because of that programming. But in 5D density, love just cancels out debt. You're forgiven, you're debt free. Like, once you experience true love, you can step into authenticity, and that means that you will do others wrong. And that's part of the journey. That's part of learning compassion. If you haven't done others wrong, how will you know what right and wrong is? How will you see it from their perspective? Now, when I was living in Indonesia, a friend that I met there through doing this program, Pathways program, which is teaching unforgiveness and other generational curses that you might be stuck in, I actually believe that if you're very unforgiving, a lot of your family ancestral line were as well. So a lot of that's environmental learnings as well. It's epigenetics. It's not just the battle that's going on with your heart, actually. It's gathered energy. And so you witness and observe as a child with your subconscious programming all happening then, how your parents dealt with situations, how they were argumentative. If you grew up in an argumentative environment where every meal at the table we were talking about this person did that and that person did that, it becomes your normal, right? And so neural pathways develop and they become highways into autopilot thinking. And all this does is make you sick, make you poor, and block your blessings, because soul family upstairs need to come into you as the temple body, and they operate at much higher frequencies. And the middle line is neutral, which is where money sits. Money is at a neutral vibration. Neutral. It used to be gold. I mentioned that yesterday. Okay, so when I was living in Asia, one of these girls that I met, she was an American girl called Melissa. She came in, she said she was a dreamer, and she said to me, Michelle, here's a book. This book, you're going to do something with the knowledge in this book. You're going to end up helping thousands and thousands of people with the topics that are in this book. And I boohoo laughed it up. I thought it was ridiculous. And so she went and typed up some worksheets, which she called the steps back then. And as she typed the worksheets up, the electricity went off, which is really common living in Jakarta. The electricity goes on and off. And now, this is many, many moons ago. I came back to Australia in 1998, I think. So this is long before the the World Wide Web, long before we had sophisticated technology. So she hadn't clicked save on her computer. And so logic would say those worksheets would dissipate. They wouldn't be there anymore. And she was so intuitive because of a dream. She said to me, you are absolutely going to help humanity with these worksheets. I couldn't even read that book. My vibration was so low. And that was the same time when I had the issues with the entities, FYI, just so you know, because I was matching their vibration, anger, bitterness, rage. She rang me and said, please pray, because if I'm really hearing Spirit correctly, that let's just pray this document's saved. Power went on, worksheets were saved. Power went off again. It happened 3 times. Okay, so my critical mind could say, okay, once was a coincidence, twice is a, I could maybe rationalize it, but 3 times, okay, you've got my attention now. You've got my attention now, even though I think you're crazy. What would I want to be doing helping people with this? I'm stuck in it myself, and I can't even read that book. So she simplified it for me, and this that I'm offering on Saturday has birthed out of that. Have I helped many? Yes. I want to teach you something really integral. In a lot of the group sessions that I do, entities do manifest, and I'm happy about that because I hold space for it. It doesn't scare me, because if you're matching energies with an entity that's toxic, that entity is stealing not only your peace, but your wealth and your energy. Your energy field is what affects disease. So if you come from a bloodline that has a lot of cancer in it, you need this. If you have a bloodline that has a lot of poverty in it, you need this. If you come from a bloodline that suffers with mental health issues, you need this. Will it help you? Yes. Am I the teacher? No. I'm just holding space for it. You do the work. And that's what I love about this program, is that you can disconnect from a teacher or a guru. None of us need it in this season. We all have the Christed light or consciousness seated within us. It just needs to be cleared and activated, which means open up your energy gates and receive what's already your inheritance. So if you haven't signed up yet, I'd love to see you on Saturday. It's an online course. So the ticketing basically allows you to add in your email the day before the course, whichever country you're in. I will send out an email with a link where you can drop into a private room, and I will teach you these things. There will be worksheets emailed to your inbox too. And if you don't receive the email, please check your junk folder. I love you. And this is the type of course that you can do over and over and over. Am I still forgiving people because I go into autopilot? You bet, but I'm not holding on to it for 20, 30 years now. And so my life is more joyous, more peaceful, more abundant. I'm meeting higher vibrational people, and I'm talking to soul family that are assisting me on this journey. We're in 3D, jumping into 5D. You don't have to suffer like a victim anymore. I love you. I hope this is really helpful. And if you'd like the link, make a comment, pathways, under this video, and I'll send it to your inbox. Lots of love. Have a beautiful day.